That was a long ass answer.
But that was a good ass answer, though.
God, dog, this Negro can talk, man.
Welcome back to another episode of Another Act. I'm your host, Kelley Carter. Joining me today is a man you probably first fell in love with years ago as West Indian Archie in Spike Lee's classic Malcolm X, but you're probably falling in love with him all over again in this new Spike Lee movie, The Five Bloods. Delroy Lindo, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. I don't even know where to start with The Five Bloods because it is so fantastic, but your character in particular is so emotionally complex. And I think a lot of people will really not necessarily resonate with him, but they know that guy.
I see ghosts, y'all. I see ghosts.
What happens to all of us, man?
Oh, you seen them too?
Yeah.
Dad come to you at night. Storm and Norm comes to me damn near every night. Now he talked to you like he talked to me.
Come on.
I don't think so.
Come on.
Tell me a little bit about what made you want to do this project with Spike.
Because the part is Shakespearean. It is Wilsonian, as in August Wilson. Those big, epic, tragic characters that August writes, that Shakespeare writes. Just a gift for any actor to take on work of this magnitude. So really, it was almost a no-brainer. I mean, it was a no-brainer. And to reconnect with Spike on this particular project was just, there was no way I was not going to do this film.
No, absolutely. We've never seen this part of history told before in film. Where did you draw from emotionally for this character? Did you talk to Vietnam vets, or
sure did.
What did you do?
I sure did. I have two cousins who were in Nam, and they were the first vets that I spoke with. And they came to my home, and we sat over an afternoon into the evening, and these cats just shared and shared and shared and shared and shared some more. You know, the generosity of spirit. I've been asked this question before, and every time I've said the same thing, which is I have two cousins, they're Vietnam vets, and they shared. But the more I say it, the deeper my appreciation for them gets. Because they gave it up. I mean, they gave it up big time. Any appreciation for what I did in this film partially belongs to them in terms of the foundation that they helped me to establish. Now, in addition to my two cousins, I also spoke with a number of other vets on the phone. And then lastly, I spoke, a friend of mine introduced me to a retired major, a lady who fought in the Iraq War. And she also gave me a lot. She shared a lot with me about specifically about her experiences negotiating PTSD.
Your character, he's just so layered and emotionally complex in a lot of ways. I think the first thing that people will notice about him when they start to consume this film is that he walks around wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat. He's a conservative guy. He's a Black dude, and he's a Vietnam vet, and that might put him at odds, a couple times throughout the film with his castmates. Tell me a little bit about discovering that part of your character and what those conversations might have been like with Spike Lee.
Sure. Spike and I had a very small conversation. I said, "Oh man, Spike, can we change this?" When he first offered me the part, and he thought about it for a few days and then called me up and said, "No, man, I really need Paul to be a Trumpite." First of all, I read the script 2 additional times. When Spike called me and said, I need this, I said to Spike, "Give me a few days, man. Let me read the script again. And that's when I became aware of the epic nature of this part. That's when I became aware of what I was dealing with. As I read the material and I started to contemplate and consider for myself the loss that this man has endured, important to understand, I volunteered to go to Nam. I was not drafted. I volunteered, right? Coming back and being kicked in the ass, being rejected, being humiliated, right? So when I started to consider the depth of the loss, the betrayal by the country, as well as other personal betrayals in my life, when this individual came along and said, I can make it better for you, right? Because the other piece is the cumulative effect of all of that is a disenfranchisement, feeling completely disconnected and disenfranchised from the dream of America, from the promise of America. And here comes this individual who says, I can make good on that promise. I can make it better for you. That would be a reason to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Now, what happens in your film, which was shot well in advance of 2020, I remember, I think Spike left the Oscars the next day, you know, heading to Thailand.
That's right. That's right.
This was a while ago. No one could have predicted that we would be where we are right now. What does that mean to you, and what does that feel like? But that the story, unfortunately, fits very nicely with what we're experiencing right now.
Into the narrative of America.
Yes.
So even though we could not have foreseen the events that we're all going through now, it's indicative of the fact that Spike has his finger on the pulse of something in the American culture and is going after something creatively all the time in all of his films. Yeah. It's why I went to acting school. It's why I wanted to become an actor, to speak to society and to shine a light to illuminate the human condition.
And this has certainly been a big year for you with regards to that specific conversation. I mean, not only this new Spike Lee film, but even in the CBS All Access series, I mean, you have been contributing to a larger conversation that people are having. You're a hell of an actor, so much so that people they had a hard time separating, you know, reality from a character. And I'm curious what that said to you, because people thought that was real, you know, for the longest time, until someone said, hey guys, Delroy Lindo, he's an actor.
Yeah. Y'all think this is real? It's a TV show, y'all.
Right.
But the understanding that I have come to is that the reason that scene resonated so deeply for people is because the content of that scene is real. They are the conversations that are being had. And you know good and well they really want to say it. And not infrequently, they do say it.
Yeah. But
when people like that in that clip hide behind their white liberalness, and here I come saying, no, let's pull this back. Now that's who you really are. You know that's true. That's who you really are. Yeah. And that rings true. That rings authentically for many of us of color. And that's why I believe people thought that it was real.
What were the conversations like on set with the other men?
The conversations amongst us off screen and on, we were communicating as human beings, as men and as Black men. We never talked about, oh, how special this feels, even though it was special, but we didn't need to talk about that. We were there communing with one another. The chemistry that we formed off screen then found its way into the chemistry that we were negotiating on screen. And that was so rich. It was so rich. We did talk about, every now and again, we did talk about the fact, we're brothers, man, and this story is being told through the lens of our experience.
Yeah.
That was a long ass answer.
But that was a good ass answer, though.
God, dog. This Negro can talk, man.
Well, I can't wait for people to start consuming this film and check it out and find out exactly what all of these gentlemen are looking for in Vietnam. Delroy Lindo, thank you so much for joining me today in this episode of Another Act. I do appreciate it.
God bless you.